I never thought I would have to do this video, but I feel like it should be important that I do this video because I think the inevitable is going to happen, and I think we're all just kind of sitting back and waiting for it to happen. And most of you are probably not surprised, but I also don't want you to be surprised when all of this comes crashing down. So, if you have not guessed by the title of this video, I am going to be talking about the rise and fall of Allschool, which is, again, like I had given so much of my time, so much of my effort. I had fallen back from a platform that had started my online teaching success to go into this platform that I thought would have given me a chance, would have given me, more opportunities, better income. But I can say, even as a founding teacher, I think there's only so much that you can hold on to until you just can't anymore. And a lot of you had followed me on my channel because of Allschool, and a lot of you stay because a lot of you do appreciate my transparency and honesty related to my channel, whether it was an Allschool video or if it was TPT or even OUTSCHOOL, whichever the circumstance. Like, you tune in every week to my channel because of where I just tell it like it is. And many of you are like, okay, well, that's why I follow you, because you're just kind of being real with us. You're just being a little more realistic for us online teachers and not being like, oh, you can earn $10,000 a month. So, but let's dive in a little bit to like how Allschool started, and realize I'm not trying to bash Allschool by any means. And that's not what the purpose of this video is. I'm just trying to explain like how it started, how it progressed, and how it then started to slowly crash and burn. And at the time that I'm filming this video, Allschool is still an active platform. Now, depending on when you're watching this, maybe it's not. And if it is very recent that you're watching this, then, like I said, just don't be surprised if, out of all the silence and the crickets that we've heard on their end for anything, if they just send out an email one day and say, hey, we appreciate you sticking with us as long as you could, but we're closing our doors. I just don't want you to be surprised by any means. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Kelsey with Teaching Online with Kelsey. And I had been known as like the Allschool lady. So I was one of the first few teachers that in around October of 2021, when the Chinese regulations were released, where a lot of the ESL platforms like VIP Kid, Palfish, GoGo Kid, a majority of them had to shut their doors, or they had to rebrand, to reach out to other countries around the world that wasn't part of the China regulations. Allschool launched their program to say, hey, we're sorry to hear that, your time at Palfish or GoGo Kid has been abruptly ended. Why don't you join our program so that way you can still teach your ESL lessons, but you get like OUTSCHOol like benefits and pay, and you get the pay that you deserve. And I was one of those first founding teachers that was able to get those behind the scene first to know information about the platform and when it would be officially launched. And I was a beta tester where I taught, my first few students on the platform before it had officially launched for everyone else to teach on the platform. It seemed like when I signed on and there was a huge support team that was like, hey, let us know what you think about this and this, all these different aspects on the platform. And I was willing to share like my experience that I had on the OUTSCHOol platform and why I taught on there for, it was a little over a year at that point that I had started teaching on OUTSCHOol. And I just shared with the Allschool team like those experiences, and they really took that to heart and thought, yeah, we really like your experience that you had with OUTSCHOol. We kind of want to emulate the same experience. So, and at that time, my enrollments on OUTSCHOol were low, and my business was kind of dwindling a little bit. And I thought, oh my goodness, I need to find some other way to make income, because I wasn't even monetized on my YouTube channel yet. I only had like 200 Instagram followers. Like I felt like a nobody at that point. And when I heard about Allschool and I joined in, I had to share about it with everyone. And so that's when I had started my YouTube channel, I started talking about Allschool because I was getting all this information from the Allschool team about what's happening, when they're going to launch, what does it look like to teach on Allschool, do you get paid, all this other stuff. And for a lot of you, I was that person for you that's like, yeah, Kelsey, tell us more about Allschool and what it's like. And, it really sounded great. And when they first opened up, they had a great support team. And many of you that have watched my previous videos, for a fact that the reason that I stayed on Allschool for as long as I did was because of the support team. And truly, like when they first started out, the support team was like so fantastic. And Nancy was the Facebook group liaison person. Like she was like, we were able to communicate our needs and what we thought was a good idea, for the platform. And she was able to communicate with the Allschool team. Like she was that liaison that made Allschool start out so strong and really just like, oh man, I could really see myself teaching on this platform for a really long time. Like this sounds great. And there was another aspect to it where they had talked about online teachers that created their own content, that other teachers could teach your content and you would get a commission for, like, you would still get paid even if another teacher was teaching your lesson. Like you would still get paid somehow. And I thought, whoa, this is really cool. We can't do this on OUTSCHOol, so like I was really like ready to just drop OUTSCHOol altogether and just put all my eggs on Allschool. Like they were just throwing in lots of things that I thought this could be really good. And, and they were kind of showering me with lots of, opportunities. And they had asked me to kind of be the face of Allschool in terms of like all their tutorial videos, in terms of like how to make a great intro video and where you should teach your classes and what your online classroom should look like. Like they had asked me to do all these videos for them. And that's why like many of the Allschool videos that you see on YouTube have my face on there. And a lot of you relied on that information about Allschool from me. And, for a long time, I had coasted on, a lot of you wanting more information on Allschool, and me getting that insider information before anyone else about what would happen on the Allschool platform, and being able to share that with you all, and you loved it. And that's why I kept getting more subscribers, and I kept making more videos. It's what all of you had wanted on there. So we're gonna fast forward a little bit, because they had a referral program because they were encouraging founding teachers, all teachers on the platform, to invite more teachers to teach. Sure, I understand. And we did that. And so I did the referral program and a lot of the videos, referring teachers to sign up. And then we also did the same thing for parents. But what had kind of started happening with, the low commission rate for teachers at the beginning, like I believe it was like 15%, starting out. And then there was also a referral rate where parents could get so many classes for free. And the fact of the matter is, there were a lot of parents on the platform, and probably still to this day, if by the time you're watching this, Allschool is still a platform, that a lot of parents are abusing the coupon system that Allschool has, where, and I don't know if it was a glitch in their system that parents are able to manipulate their coupons to, sign up with multiple accounts so that they can get free classes, and then there would just be no profit in return for the Allschool platform. They started out so strong and throwing at all their resources all at once. So then when we had too many teachers on the platform and a lot of parents misusing the coupon system, this was where it was the decline of earning money from Allschool kind of started happening. Not only that, but shortly, like a year after Allschool had started, we had heard on Facebook that Nancy, who was our Allschool liaison with teachers and the Allschool team, decided to resign. And to me, I saw that resignation as sort of the downfall of Allschool. She was essentially the heartbeat of Allschool support and being able to communicate with the Allschool team, like what the teachers are looking for out of the Allschool program, and voicing concerns, and those concerns actually being resolved. And the moment that she left, Allschool just became like deathly silent. Like there wasn't anything from the Allschool team at all. Like the only people that were communicating on the Facebook group was other teachers. And not only like other teachers, but it would be when teachers would have concerns teaching their classes. So not only that, but we had realized that the support team, there was a class that I was teaching one night back in January of 2023, actually. I was teaching a class and there were some technical issues. And I'm not really going to go into like the nitty gritty of like what happened in the class, but I essentially was trying to reach out to support because I thought it was within the time frame that the support team would be available to help me in this instance. And I waited, and I tried my best to let the parent know, hey, I'm having issues, please give me a moment. And like the parent was just like, what the heck is going on? And I'm just like, well, I'm trying to resolve it, but the whole school team's not really like getting back to me. And like I believe I had gotten a generic message back saying like, oh, we're not available at this time, please contact support like during these hours. And I'm just like, okay, but it is the hours that you said you would be available. Where are you? Like, I need help. And, so I thought, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to try to teach this class to the best of my ability. It may not be perfect. The parents may not be very happy at the end, but I guess this is what we're going to have to do. And, and it was at that point, that since I was a founding teacher, that I was also getting the sense that the Allschool team was also pushing my classes to these parents rather than the other teachers that have signed up for the platform. And it was after that January class and me kind of realizing that Allschool only pushes the founding teacher profiles and not any of the other teachers, that I had decided to kind of go on a sabbatical in a sense, because it kind of worked out, because it was at that point that my husband had decided, hey, I think it's time to sell our old house and get a new house. So it just, with life happening, it just kind of worked out for me to just have a really, really good excuse to not teach on the Allschool platform. Or at least at that time, I thought I was just going to be like taking a break from it, essentially. And I thought that, it would just be a quick little break. And then, like, as time had progressed, I started seeing from other teachers the more issues that had come up about Allschool. So there were many other teachers that had experienced the same thing, in that in terms of like scheduling, in terms of technical things, in terms of coupons, that other teachers would try to reach out to support as well, and they would get nothing. Or they would get a poorly AI generated robot response that was supposed to be from the Allschool team that had little to no help in what the teacher was looking for. And, for a platform, that's supposed to, like, for the longest time, they have thrived on being supportive on their teachers, that's not a good look. And it's not a good business practice to just kind of have a robot answer questions that don't really actually give you the answers that you're looking for. So I had started seeing those kind of inconsistencies in terms of like communicating with other teachers and actually resolving their issues. Not only that, but I had realized a lot of teachers were starting to leave the platform. And when they said they were trying to just like remove their information and remove their profile stuff and just be like, I don't want to teach on this platform anymore, that if they did get connected with the support team from Allschool, they would just be like, oh, just delete the platform, or just delete your profile, it'll be fine. And what happened would be, even if they deleted their profile on the Allschool page, their lessons would still be part of Allschool's property. So the Allschool team could still use your lessons even if you're not still using your lessons. And, that can be a little fishy, because, especially for me, like if I offer resources, to anyone else that they can use, like say I put it up on Teachers Pay Teachers, like I expect to get some kind of return on there because of where I took the time and effort to write those lessons. But Allschool willy-nilly is just like, nah, we're just gonna keep your lessons. Your property is our property now. And a lot of teachers don't like that. They like to keep their lessons as their own. And So they didn't feel comfortable with that. And there was also an incident. Now, this was before January of 2023, but there was another technical issue that came up, and this was when the support team was still active, but there was a point, and I didn't realize it. I didn't realize this in the moment, that when they were wanting to help me figure out a technical issue that had happened within a class that I had to end up canceling it, I had a meeting with the all-school team, and they were wanting like my computer information to code in like where the bug might have been to fix the program. And at that time, I just didn't realize how invasive that was. And, you know, and that it wasn't just me that happened to. Other teachers had been affected by this, where the all-school team was like, here, can you just ask us to have permission to get into your computer so that we can figure out what happened in your class? And I didn't realize that I wasn't the only one that this had happened to. And it wasn't like there was a virus on my computer at the end, but I just didn't think about it in that moment, how invasive that was, that they hacked into my computer. And, you know, and they were just like, well, you just need a better computer. It's like, okay, well, that's not in my budget right now to get a better computer. Like, this is what you got. And they're just like, oh, okay. Like that was it. So then as we continued to progress, right, so we have the deafening silence of the support team, that there's not really a support team anymore. When other teachers would apply to the all-school team, like with their intro videos and all the profiles and stuff, like 2-3 weeks would pass and they would hear nothing in return about where they are in their application process. Like, are they an all-school teacher? Are they not an all-school teacher? Or they could get as far as like their background check, and then there would just be nothing said back in return. And so then all of these teachers that applied on Allschool would do the same thing with OUTSCHOOL, and they're just like, oh my gosh, I got accepted into OUTSCHOOL within like 48 hours. Like, I'm gonna teach my first class next week. Like, what the heck, Allschool? So there was those things, and then there was parents who were continuously misusing, you know, the Allschool platform to manipulate it, where they would have like 5, 10 multiple accounts to use one coupon that they could use for free classes. So ultimately, at the end of the day, because the teachers need to get paid, and, you know, Allschool needed to get paid, there wasn't really a lot of return for the Allschool team, because they're like, well, crap, like we still got to pay these teachers that are teaching the classes, but these parents are not paying a dime, you know, to Allschool. They're manipulating the coupons and getting free classes, and they're manipulating us. So they ran out of money. They ran out of money because, you know, people misusing Allschool. And when there's no money, there's no, you know, they had to let go of the support team. And then it just, you know, their resources, they had started so strong. They're like, we're going to do Power Course, which a lot of the concepts that they had for a new platform, it was really, really strong. It was really, really, really compelling. And now we're just sort of at a point that there's no support team. You know, they don't have any money to pay a proper support team to keep going. And more teachers are not seeing as many enrollments as they did when the platforms first started. So many teachers are getting burnt out on Allschool. And quite frankly, there are many online teachers, just like me, that are kind of getting burnt out on online teaching platforms. which if I'm being completely honest with you, which y'all know I like to be completely honest in my videos. You know, if anything I've learned about online teaching platforms is that you are not guaranteed your position in those online platforms forever. You're just not. Because, like I said, by the time you're watching this, either Allschool is hanging by a thread or it's already closed its doors. I'm not really sure. Depends on when it came out. But all I know is that you are not guaranteed your job on an online teaching platform. Even with a platform as successful like OUTSCHOOL, they could very well close its doors tomorrow. And we had learned that with the Chinese regulations, with VIP Kid, GoGo Kid, Palfish, numerous ESL companies that had to shut their doors abruptly because of the Chinese regulations. Many people were expecting VIP Kid and all these other platforms to last for years, and they had to close their doors. It just took everyone off guard. It took me off guard, and I wasn't even actively teaching on VIP Kid anymore at that point. I was solely focused on OUTSCHOOL. So, unfortunately, I had dipped my toes into something that never really got a good chance to start out. And even while I was actively involved in Allschool, there were definitely a lot of practices that were questionable at best. I had shared these practices with my husband, and he had kind of said, you know, if they keep extending like the 15% commission rate, you know, for longer, like they're going to lose a lot of money, and they're going to close their doors before their platform even really takes off. They're going to be in trouble. And I hate to say it, he's absolutely right. I think they went too hard, too fast when they first started. It almost felt like, because of where Allschool started right after the Chinese regulations happened, for a lot of ESL teachers, they were like, okay, you know, I can go teach on Allschool. It almost felt like a redemptive platform. But at the end of the day, it ended up being a rebounding platform. That it just, you go on the platform because you think there might be something from a heartbreak previously. And while it was like a 1.5 year long rebound platform, maybe not so much for me because I wasn't really affected too greatly about the ESL Chinese regulation stuff. I wasn't too greatly affected by that since I had already been like teaching on OUTSCHOOL consistently. But I know for a lot of you, you're like, oh man, I went to Allschool. I went to the rebounding platform. And that's okay, you know, because I believed it for a really long time that Allschool was gonna make it. And it was just gonna be like truly like OUTSCHOOL's competitor. I really believe that for a long time. And like I said, I get that it's a young program and they had, you know, really great ideas, and they're just like, we want to do this, you know, like they had a lot of great things that they wanted to do for the platform. But because there was not a good business technique and there was not anyone keeping an eye on like parents manipulating the system and, you know, not balancing out the teacher to student ratio properly, and not realizing like, you know, hey, if we say we're going to stop the commission rate here, you know, we need to stop here because otherwise like we're going to lose money. And they just kind of worked past it and said, no, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. It's fine. It's fine. And this is where we are now. And it has gotten to a point that so many teachers are fed up and frustrated and being like, this was not the program that we had hoped it would be. Like, we were really truly hoping that this was going to be good. And which is another reason why so many other online teachers talk about teaching like truly independently and not relying on a platform, because you just never truly know what is going to happen with that platform. And if you teach on OUTSCHOOL, which I also still teach on OUTSCHOOL as well, if you rely on platforms because you don't have a community elsewhere, you don't have a means to reach out outside of online and do like in-person tutoring, like, I get why you would stay on the platform, because at least with the platform you have the security of your classes reaching out to a wider audience and people, you know, seeing you and taking classes with you. Like, I get that. I get why that would be a huge advantage, and that would be like, yeah, it'd be kind of worth the 30% commission rate if it means that my classes are going to reach out to more people than what I could get if I tried to do it on my own. Like, I get that. But I also know that if you put all your eggs in one basket and you rely on platforms and not try to at least branch out to like being truly independent, just don't be surprised if you get burned and then you feel like you don't have anything left in your business. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen to you, because if anything I try to make my videos about on my channel is to help you be successful as an online teacher, whether that is on a platform or whether that is independently. Now, do I know a whole lot of information about teaching independently? Not so much. And I think it's just because the way that things have kind of progressed in my life, I'm steering away from platforms a little bit, but not for the reasons that you think. And it's not like, oh, I'm going to teach independently. It's just things in my life have changed. A lot of you are looking into, different things in terms of what kind of content you want me to do for my videos, and realizing, what is working for me now and focusing on that for a little bit. And, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And, and I think I still have OUTSCHOOL just because, it's still a viable option, but I know I have other ways of income as an online teacher as well. So I like to venture out in that way. And I hope for you as an online teacher, you do that as well. That, you could do other platforms, or you could teach independently, or you could do something completely different altogether. At the end of the day, I want you to do what makes you happy. And I want nothing but success for all of you. And I still want to keep my channel. I just don't know if it's going to be teaching online with Kelsey forever. Like I said, with this move that I've done recently, fresh house, fresh start, fresh perspective on life, especially considering a tragedy in my family. One of my family members was one of the victims of the Covenant PPUs back in March, and that has given me a fresh perspective on life in terms of life is really short and we want to make the best of it. And if you guys are still wanting online teaching content, I would still be happy to do that content for you. I would just obviously need your comments for suggestions on topics. But I've been shifting for more like Teachers Pay Teachers and Etsy and things that are leaning more towards passive income or semi-passive. And because I mean, nothing's truly passive if you're actually wanting to see profits come from it. But you know, I'm happy to explore other topics, and if that is the case, you have to let me know of that as well. And if I do need to change and rebrand everything to where maybe it's just my name, or maybe there's another topic you want me to dive into, or maybe I just stick with Grow Music Lab tutorials, because I know at least half of my subscribers are young people, and young people that look forward to my Grow Music Lab tutorials. And maybe I should just focus on that for a little bit and just kind of take my time to do that. So this was a very, very hard video. This was hard. Because I know a lot of you had followed me because of Allschool, and to do this video and essentially just kind of say goodbye to something like this, it's hard. Sorry. Because I still want to offer this channel to those that want to hear my transparency and my honesty. I'm sorry. I was not expecting to cry. But like I said, I want to be real. And I want to be honest with you all. Like, I want to keep this channel going. But after this video, I'm not going to be able to offer you any more Allschool content. Because even at the time I'm, filming this, Allschool hasn't shut its doors yet. But like I said, the inevitable is going to happen. I'm not going to do a follow-up video. Because like I said, it should not come as a surprise. It shouldn't come to a surprise to you if and when it does happen. And I don't even mean when it does happen. I'm not going to do a follow-up video because then it'll just be like, I told you so. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to you all. Because then you're going to feel like, but Kelsey, you told me I could do this. What happened? And it just felt like all the previous videos, it just felt like I had lied to you all. And that's just not me. It's not me. And I want y'all to know that. I still want to create content, but I'll be honest with you, I don't know what I should create anymore, which is why I constantly am asking you all, what do you want to see from me? And when all I hear is crickets, I get sad because I'm just thinking like, I don't know what else to talk about. Like, I want to help you all, but I can't help you if you don't tell me what it is that you need help with. So, if I want to stay. I want to stay and I want to help you all, but it may have to be a different capacity. It may have to be in a different capacity for me to help you with, because I've done a lot of content about online teaching. I've done a lot of content. And I feel like there are some things I'm kind of repeating myself on. So please let me know. I already have one video in mind for next week about like teachers pay teachers versus Etsy, because I opened up an Etsy shop. I'm gonna do that next week, but like pretty much after that, I really don't know what else to help you out all with. And I don't want to stop making content either. Yeah, but help me help you. Because I want to, because like at the end of the day, that's all I want. And this video, like I said, not what I was expecting to make. But as much as I've tried to communicate with the Allschool team about what's up and getting nothing in return, this is the best that I can give you. So I hope it'll be suffice. I'm not going to be mad if you are like, nope, I'm not going to click on that link to your guide. That's fine. Absolutely fine. So, thanks for watching.